Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Farhan Ahmed, and most of you know me because of English declamation, and that is why I am here today on this channel, Speak to Inspire, a very good initiative by Junaid Babar. Guys, this channel name is itself a story of many speakers. Those who wanted to speak, those who wanted their voices to be heard, and to be confident enough to inspire others, and they have a message to entertain. So today I am here to talk about English declamation. What is English declamation? You might have seen a video of Junaid in which he has clearly elaborated on all the basic requirement for a youngster, for anyone who is stepping into the field of auto declamation. But English declamation is kind of different from that. English declamation could be rhetorical, it could be anything that is energetic enough but is not bounded, is not caged with loudness of your voices. So, but the trend that is revolving in the fraternity is basically of rhetorics. The rhetorical speeches are much appreciated. I'll be discussing both of the categories, both of the types in which English declamation could be started, could be done. So coming on to the structure of an English declamation. Basically, a declamation comprises of four parts. The opening, second is the starting of the second paragraph, a second part of the speech, in which you are basically justifying your topic. Then comes the whole conclusion, and then the most important part, when you are concluding your speech, you must not be biased. You must know that you are concluding with whatever agenda you have set, and whatever agenda is given to you. So basically, these are four parts. The fourth part revolves around the whole of your declamation. And then coming on to the other half of English declamation that I have discussed earlier, which is going away from the box, going out of the box, and to go not in the form of a graphical content, not in which you start and then you take a rise and then you come back again on your ground and then you take again rise with help of examples. That is also one part, but there is also English declamation could be done without any rhetorics, without any loudness, without going on your peak and to shout and to reach at your highest notes. You are not bound to reach at your highest note. You can do English declamation without touching your highest note. So I hope this clarified your doubts. How to start a speech? How to start a declamation speech? Basically, the starting should be, as I know, as I have been doing throughout my career, is I used to start my declamation with a dramatic scenario, a scenario that is dramatizing and justifying the topic. So we dramatize the scenario, but taking some real example. That could be from history, that could be some present scenario, that could be a futuristic perspective that you are scared of, you are warning the audience about and judges about. So we dramatize the initial part of declamation, then we end it, and that ending could be in the form of a loudness and ending it with a very punching voice, with a very punching poetry, with a very punching line that is going to leave a mark in front of judges. So that is the end, the first part, the opening. Then coming on to the second part, where we basically build the graph. And the graph is most of the speakers who are entering into the field of declamation are unaware of what is graph. Graph is basically to start your declamation, to start some paragraph and use some examples. That is optional, but to start your paragraph, to start your part of that speech, and to reach at some height, step by step, and then when you reach at your maximum height, you are not supposed to exceed your limit. You are supposed to stay in your limit, and then you step down from your graph. That could be a gradual stepping down. That could be a at once stop. So you stop at once and you end your paragraph over there. That is how you build your graph. So the second part of English declamation, that is where you throw examples. That is where you justify your topic with the help of such material, such content. We'll be talking about content writing in some other video, but right now just stick to the structure of debate, structure of declamation. When we build a graph, in the second paragraph, that paragraph must justify the topic with the help of examples, with the help of such content that is clarifying your stance, and that is clarifying a message to the audience. Then we end it and start our concluding paragraph, and that conclusion must be a hope. That conclusion must be a hopeless situation where we leave the state with a hopeless situation that, for example, we leave a stage with such a line that, ladies and gentlemen, I've been living in this country for many years, and I know that no leader can change us because we are not interested in change. We are not interested in justifying the cause that is right for us, but we are interested in all the crimes that plague us. So anything that could be a hopeless scenario. So all that hope and all those hopeless situations that you conclude should be an energetic tone. It should be a heart-touching tone. It should be coming right from your heart. It should not be a narration. It should not be something that you're just narrating, reading it out and leaving the stage. That should not be the part of your declamation. Remember, in debate, there is no such thing how you start, how you end. You can start your pace, you can leave a message, you can stick to your own agenda, whatever you have said in a debate. But when you talk about declamation, you must know that a judge is going to look at your start, the judge is going to notice how you are maintaining the pace in your declamation, and the judge is going to notice how you conclude your declamation. In debate, the gestures matter, the content matter, your voice intonations are not given as importance as your content is given. But in declamation, your content as well as your gestures and your voice intonation is a lot important, a lot required. Okay, coming on to judge's perspective. How a judge adjudicate a speaker who is presenting English declamation. Starting from body language, your body language holds some marks in the rubric that a judge is having. Your body language should be clear. Your body language should not be like I've seen speakers portraying body language in such a way that that it become a humorous one. So make sure your body language is clear. Your body language is a language is clear enough for the audience to know that you are talking and your words should justify your body and your body should justify your words. Coming on to your content, the most important thing of a declamation is the content. Your content hold maximum marks in your declamation. A judge knows you by your content. You cannot dodge a judge by starting a speech with one perspective and then concluding it with other perspective and going biased in your script and expecting judge to let you go unnoticed, that is not going to happen. You must justify your content. You must be capable enough to speak what you have written, and to your words must, your body language must support your arguments. Then coming on to your intonation. Intonation is the graph building, the part of declamation in which you set your words, your tones, and you give respect to each and every word. Intonation is where you give honor to the word in your arguments, and you justify each and every word with whatever respect that word holds. So that is what intonation is, and the graph building is part of intonation. Your rise and your fall is part of intonation. The way you open your speech and you go in flow, and that is your intonation. And intonation is highly bounded with your pronunciation. So make sure your pronunciation is perfect. Your pronunciation is accurate. Before stepping on to stage, before presenting your declamation, go to Google Voices, go to YouTube, and type down the word. And type down the word. For example, you want to know the pronunciation of suggestion. Most of you know suggestion is also a word. Suggestion is also pronunciation. So if you don't know the exact pronunciation of that particular word, go to Google and just write this prefix pronunciation, and then give a space and then type down the word. Prefix should be your pronunciation, or that pronunciation could be used as a postfix to your word. Word could be suggestion, word could be inspire, declamation, any word that you don't know pronunciation about, you should just go to Google, type down the word, and just type along with pronunciation and just press enter key, and you'll see a YouTube video or a Google voice. So just click on the play button, listen to that. You can reduce the speed as well and practice along with that. That is also handy for all those who are entering into English declamation. And coming on to audience support and your confidence. Your audience support matters a lot. If you have previous experience, or you have your seniors, those who have spoken at big auditoriums and different competitions where the legacy is to disturb the speaker, to where there is a trend of not letting the speaker speak. There comes your confidence, there comes your audience interaction, the way you speak, the way you handle the audience, that counts. But the previous mentioned attributes marks a lot, marks more than your audience support, etc. So these are the basic fundamentals of English declamation. I have covered the basics, the structure, and differentiation between English and Urdu declamation, and how you are marked, how you are adjudicated. So best of luck, and if there is any query, leave a comment under the video. Thank you very much. Speak to inspire.